Thank you for joining me in my weekly content presentation. My name is Dolores Miller. I am in Psych 651-D01, Personnel and Performance Management at Liberty University. The focus of this week's reading is strategic planning. Strategic planning is the process of determining an organization's destination and tackling any barriers that are in the way of achieving their goals. The 5 major points in this week's reading are focused on improving the relationship between strategic planning and performance management. This week's reading is split into 5 major topics. These topics are environmental analysis, vision, mission statement, job descriptions, and individual and team performance. The first major point in the reading is environmental analyst. The definition of environmental analyst is a process of identifying internal and external factors to determine the correct decisions that should be made. This process is split into 2 different sectors, internal and external factors. External factors include those that identify threats to the organization. An example of an external threat is how an organization is to adapt to evolving technology changes. As technology continues to evolve, an organization does have to consider how they're going to make those technology changes and how those changes are going to impact their customers and consumers. To go along with that, the technology changes can also impact the goods and services that the organization provides. So it is vital that an organization is consistently assessing their customer and consumers' needs to make sure that they are getting those goods and services as effectively and efficiently as possible. The next sector is internal factors. Internal factors include the strengths and weaknesses of the organization. An example of an internal threat is analyzing the effects of organization culture and behavior and decision making. So organizational culture are unspoken, non-standard values and norms within the organization. So it is important to determine how the employees are creating organizational culture and how that can affect their behavior and decision making. So it's important for leaders, followers, and human resources to consistently analyze how this culture is affecting the revenue, performance, and how daily business is conducted. 2 major points. These points are vision and mission statement. Now, vision and mission statement seem to be synonymous with each other, but they do have 2 very different meanings. The mission statement of an organization should include who they are and what they do. The organization should explicitly state and know who they are, what their purpose is, and how they can set themselves apart from other similar organizations that may have the same or similar customers and what they provide to their customers and consumers. The mission statement should answer what are the unique functions of the organization and how does that present an advantage to their customers. What about this organization sets them apart from other organizations and how their functions can positively impact their customers and consumers, giving them a more competitive edge in their field. Vision The vision of an organization is focused on looking to the future. What is the organization's future aspirations? An organization needs to know what they value and how that will define their success for the future. So it is important that an organization, through strategic planning, is looking to how society is constantly changing, how they can successfully make those changes and transition to what decisions they're going to be making for their future. Another point in the presentation is job description. Job descriptions detail the qualifications and daily duties employees are expected to possess and complete. Job descriptions are then in turn used to create a job role. And this role is how employees contribute to the organization. An accurate job description can assist in executing the mission and vision of an organization. Employees are the face of any company. Their behavior and decision making can greatly affect the reputation of the overall organization. It is important that employees are aware of what is expected of them so that they can behave accordingly and ensure that they are fulfilling the needs of their consumers and customers. The point in this presentation is individual and team performance. The performance management system of an organization must be designed to promote positive influence to employees in order to achieve organizational goals. An individual contributor's performance can greatly affect their department and team, as well as the overall performance of an organization and how they are able to fulfill the needs of their customers. A method to ensure that an individual contributor is meeting or exceeding their performance is to have frequent discussions about their performance and creating and implementing a development plan to keep track of progress with their direct supervisor or their manager. It is important to know for that employee that their manager or supervisor is consistently letting them know where they are in terms of performance, their successes, and their areas of improvement to ensure that they are doing what is necessary to be successful in their given role. The concluding statement of the presentation is that this presentation has focused on a correlation between strategic planning and how performance management affects an organization's decisions that can overall affect all levels of the company. This is a collaborative effort between all levels of employees to remain consistent in their priorities, enforce their goals and strategies through good decision making and behavior. Using what you have learned in this week's reading, please answer the following 2 questions. Please provide one of your organization's core values. Does the current performance management system support that core value? If so, how? If it does not, what changes could you recommend to your organization so that it does support the core values? How can Scripture help an organization establish their mission and purpose? To the end of my presentation. Listed in this slide are the references used in the making of this presentation. Thank you for your time and consideration. God bless.